you would do for the big names. You know what I'm saying? So I think this will mostly affect the smaller names, the smaller fighters, the up-and-coming fighters. But for the big names, I don't think it will affect them at all. But from a fan perspective, I think it's a great thing when it comes to a fan perspective. But I think it's not as good for the smaller fighters as much as the only ones suffering from this are the smaller names, is basically what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? The big names will not suffer. Fans, in fact, will go forward because in the Netherlands we already have a subscription-based way that we watch UFC. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We watch other stuff as well, like Paramount.
So you don't think this will affect it? You think it will still stay how you guys watch it over there in the Netherlands?
Yeah, from what I heard, because I researched.
That's what I'm thinking as well. That it's not going to change for the UK. I think we're still going to watch it on TNT. I don't know how it's going to go, but I think we're still going to watch on TNT.
From what I read,
any other options here in SA.
Those are separate contracts. The TNT contract isn't up for another 1.5 years, I believe. And for Netherlands, I think you guys are still good for another year, if I remember correctly, from what I read.
Yeah. From what I read, the Paramount does want to come this way. So they do want to spread, basically, what is at the end of the day. But we still have it on Discovery Plus. I would love it if they signed a deal with Netflix so I can watch everything on one platform. You know what I'm saying? Now we need to get different platforms still. But, for me, it doesn't change anything. For me, only the name will change from Discovery Plus to Paramount Plus. And for you guys, I think for England, TNT, like the brothers just said, in 1.5 years, you will watch our Paramount Plus as well, and probably us as well. But I think that's just a good thing because I don't know if Paramount Plus have fun shows, but I do know that they just made a deal.
They do.
I recommend checking out The Challenge as soon as you get a subscription. Okay. That's probably the best reality TV show of all time. And if you're an MMA fan, you'll be in after episode 1.
I definitely will, because Discovery is not so fun. So I'm hoping that Paramount brings a lot better shows. And also one more thing.
Whoa, what's with the Discovery hate, brother? Yeah, I mean,
not a lot of choices, you know what I'm saying? But what I do know from Paramount is they have been doing good business because they also purchased South Park as well for 5+ years as well. So I'm not surprised that Paramount got the UFC deal, because they're also getting other names, other big names as well. And I think this will just help them grow the UFC brand to the casual market, so to say. And that's my whole spiel.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Olin, man. Big up Olin. Olin's just pulled through. He's been busy all day, but I know it talks millions and billions all day long. You know what this $7 billion deal, what it took to take it. Talk to the people, man. Let the people know.
I mean, the reason I missed the first hour and change of the show is because I'm working on a $1.5 million pitch deck for my job. So I literally speak in numbers way too damn much, man. So as soon as I saw this deal,
this is your language, bro.
Yeah, they were speaking my language. And shout out to the man above me to the left. That South Park deal was pretty lucrative too. $1.4 billion there. Like, Trey and Matt Stone are rolling in it, and they're essentially uncancelable now. So like they can literally do whatever the fuck they want or get paid out for doing nothing. Exactly. Either way. Seems like a pretty darn good deal, boys.
Even Donald Trump ain't off the table.
That's what I'm saying. Like, nobody's off the table. They literally got a clear passage to just snip any red tape in front of them at this point. And you love to see it as a fan, boys. And I think that's essentially what we got here. Like, I agree with everything that you said. Sorry, I didn't catch your name, boss. But
TK, my name is TK.
TK. Nice to meet you, TK. Olin, pleasure to meet you, man. Nice to meet you, Olin. So I agree with everything you said, other than the fact that you said that this is going to be more lucrative for the large fighters. I think it's just as lucrative, if not better, for the small fighters. Because if you're in that top 10% of people already know me, I'm going to negotiate my pay. I'm going to negotiate my wages, just like anybody that's good at any job that they do, right? If you're getting hired or you're negotiating your way into your next position, you're going to ask for more money if you're a wise man and you've done this for a while. Now, these new kids, I mean, if I'm a nobody and I'm getting 8 to show, 8 to win, that's $16K, which is barely even a livable wage, especially if you account for nutritionists and fight camps and this, that, and the other, management teams and what have you. Now, the big differentiator is today, if I'm a nobody and I get $16K at best for winning, right? Most of that money is gone. And now nobody else knows my name because I fought at 3 p.m. on the early prelim on UFC Fight Pass or ESPN Plus. Most people aren't watching me. If I'm on CBS, anybody with a pair of bunny ear antennas can watch me for free. And
That is
if
true.
it's free, they're far more inclined to tune in at 3 p.m. than to just hold out for that main card vibe. I think this is going to foster a lot of just pure growth and true growth for the sport. And I think a lot of us were saying, it's either going to be a re-signing with ESPN or, a lot of us were crossing our fingers, right? Like TK, and saying, hopefully it's Netflix so we can watch everything under one umbrella.
Yeah.
But if we've seen and learned anything from Big Five sports, right? Like there's a reason that if you want to watch every NFL game, you can't watch them on Fox. You got to watch them on Fox, on ESPN, on CBS, on ABC. As you grow bigger, you want to spread the pie because that's how you maximize your revenue. That's how you maximize your money and your profitability. They saw
sorry to interrupt. It's the same with the Premier League. Yeah, I mean they have
Premier League's the worst.
with TNT and Sky Sports. You know what I mean? They flip it around.
Amazon and
Peacock and Amazon. Like every week, you're like, wait, where am I watching the game?
Everywhere.
You're right. And I think like realistically, ESPN got the rights to a number of WWE events moving forward into 2026. That subscription is going to be $1,000 per person per year. That's close to what we were paying as fans to watch every UFC event, including numbered events on ESPN Plus. It was closer to $1,200. Now, to be a UFC fan in America, the cost will be $120, I believe, for the year to watch every single event. Right? That's just if you're paying Paramount Plus money and you don't have cable subscription. So we've now cut the cost to be a UFC fan by 1/10, and we've multiplied the cost of being a WWE fan by 10. So they've literally swapped. And I think what they're going to do is basically what we would call a test and learn in the corporate America world, where they're going to see which revenue fund performs better. They're going to renegotiate at the end of the 7-year deal for both entities. And they're not going to be under the same umbrella no matter what, but they'll probably start slowly splitting the pie more and more the way that WWE already has. And I think the only reason that Dana White said, oh, no, pay-per-views aren't dead. We could I could see us doing a once-off pay-per-view. He said that because of Donald Trump, boys. They still have a White House fight card. You think they're going to do that for free on CBS? Boy, that's wishful thinking, huh? No chance. That's going to be a $200 pay-per-view. And no asses will be in seats that paid money. It'll be a friends and family event for security purposes. So they need to make their revenue back on that. They're investing multiple millions of dollars in expanding and building a facility on the White House grounds. You don't do that unless you know you're going to get your money back in spades.
How just a quick question, because I don't know, I was away for a bit because I had to go and do something. I don't know if we discussed this, but how are the fighters supposed to make their money now? Because obviously the pay-per-view points is gone. The whole money from pay-per-views is gone. So and that was how the big fighters were making their big bucks. They're making their money. I think fighters even now are still making money from pay-per-view points that they got or collected for fights that they did, big fights, all that kind of stuff. So how would they make their money with this whole thing then? Are they gonna take a piece of the royalties that we or the revenue that UFC make off of that fight, off of that subscription for that month? I don't know.
I mean, BKFC went and done something crazy when and gave shares.
The revenue shares, yeah. So Dana actually was in an interview this week about this. I think it was I think it may have been yesterday after Dana White's Contender Series. I was watching it this morning either way, but he basically said that the deal isn't 100% done. What their revenue intake will be is done. That's a done deal that's already signed. They're still negotiating and further negotiating fighter pay. One of the things that they've been pushed on by both Paramount Plus and CBS Network is to have higher fight bonuses. So there is a chance that fight bonuses could be going from $50K to $100K, or even $75K. That's a vast increase. We could also see restructuring of bonusings so that there's no longer a fight of the night. There's no longer a performance of the night, but every finish gets a bonus guarantee. I think that would drive excitement in the sport. I think it's something that a lot of us fans have been calling for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I'd also like to think that to answer your question, Zad, I think the big change and kind of the big kind of balancing act or juggling act that the UFC and their new kind of hosts are playing right now is we are going to lose out on that share of pay-per-view points. A lot of our top tier fighters, like in that top 5%, are going to be very upset about that. Those same top 5% fighters are going to now get very lucrative deals and offers that we haven't seen for the last 15 years. I don't know if you remember Anthony Pettis gracing the cover of a Wheaties box. He's the only MMA fighter to ever do that. I think we could very, very soon start to see things like that happening again.
Yeah, you also need to remember that pay-per-view buys are not the thing that fueled the machine. Sponsorships and broadcasting deals is where most of the revenue for the company come from, as well as merchandise sales. Outside of that, pay-per-views are a drop in the ocean.
100%.
I'm also a bit concerned though, because like, let's say for instance, like they start getting these big lucrative deals for all of these big champions and all this shit. Yeah, let's say they start getting this. What happens if they start? I don't want it to become like boxing. That's the one thing I don't want it to become like. If it becomes like boxing, it's dead.
It would
It's
never
done.
would.
In what way do you mean exactly, Seth?
I don't think it's gonna be like that.
Where they end up. I wouldn't mind them getting paid a little bit less if like for instance.
Oh, you mean the inflation scale, like a fighter getting 20 million to fight?
Yeah, but not even just that. But I don't want them to be like, yeah, I can fight for 1 year and I ain't got to fight for another year, or I can fight for 1 year and I can just chill for like a chill until next year and then fight. Because as much as we'll talk about the whole thing with Chimaev and we'll make all the jokes stuff, but I like to see fighters fight consistently, especially champions. I want to see them fight at least twice a year.
I think
I want to see. I don't want them with the amount of money, with the increase in money, can also come complacency and can come like, okay, you know what? Do I really need to fight 2 times a year? I'm making enough money. I've got the title. Until the UFC really asks me to fight, I don't have to fight.
I think Hunter Campbell is the type of negotiator that will literally slip things into a conversation very casually. Like, hey, you know what? We've got 10 million for you if you can fight on July 1st. And then if you hesitate to answer, he's like, or we can give you 3 to fight 2 months later.
I also think you need to go back to the foundations and the fundamentals of what this company was built on, and that was the whole basis of not being like boxing, and that the fighters fight the correct people that they should be. Nobody's holding up a division. Nobody's not fighting who they shouldn't be fighting, who they should be fighting. You know what I mean? Like, the best will face the best. It's always going to be that way. It has been for 30 years, and that isn't going to change anytime soon because of a new broadcasting deal.
I just hope, man, because you know what they say, bro. Money comes in, money starts getting bigger, stuff starts changing. We've seen it all happen before, man. We've seen it all happen before, man. The stuff starts changing whenever money gets involved, and money gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I just don't want to see that, bro. I prefer to have the fighters fighting consistently, fighting to the death, like their life depends on it, which it does, obviously. But
yeah, man.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I think if you know that you're fighting, again, I go back to the CBS bit, right? Like if you're fighting on ESPN Plus as the first opening prelim at 2:30 p.m. or 3 p.m., and you know maybe you've got like 100 friends and family watching you, versus I'm on CBS, a 12-year-old kid with a pair of fucking bunny ear antennas in his bedroom can put me on TV, and I can become this guy's favorite fighter today. I've now got a couple thousand people watching me, a couple 100,000 people watching me instead of a couple hundred. I'm going out there to take a man's head off, when before I was going out there to get a nice paycheck and secure my legacy. Now I'm trying to build a brand new legacy of someone who, you know, not only do you know you're going to lose when you fight, but someone who you're going to regret signing the dotted line to fight.
Especially if they change the bonus structure too.
Yeah,
take a man's head off. Then
literally the reason I saw that video, McDane, is because I forget. I feel like an asshole for not remembering who posted it, but a UFC fighter literally retweeted it. And the caption that he posted it with was, if they become 6 figures, I'm throwing spinning back wheel kicks every strike of the fight until it ends.
Kick him in the head!
Just fucking tornado out there.
I know we are trying to get out of here, bro, but let's do one more clip.
No. Before we do one more clip, right? Actually, yeah. Let's run one more clip because I want to come to...
Wait. Hold on.
Nah, you don't get to say crack and shut up.
Let's come on, man. Like, let's just give a shout out to Dana White for like the literally curve that he did when they asked him about like John Jones and Conor McGregor, bro. Like that was like the biggest curve I've ever seen. Like, cause he was like, "Yo, bro, like we swerved it. Yeah,
she's a killer.
Like, shout out to him for that. Like, bro, Baba and weaving and shit. Yeah, shout out to him. Yeah, you can run it.
UFC flyweight champion Alessandro Pantoja now seems more willing to fight Merab Dvalishvili. At UFC 317, he told Merab he didn't want to fight him.
Congratulations, coach. Very good job. Very good job.
Speaking to Homa Fight, Pantoja said that fight makes sense right now. Why not? It's going to be amazing. But the problem is, why do I need to go to 135? I keep having challenges in my division. Why not Muhammad Mokaev if he returns? He has good grappling. Tyra, he showed better boxing. When he fought Royval, Royval made him get in trouble. Now I see he have better boxing. He fixed a couple of things. Joshua have amazing boxing too. Amazing skill. Good takedown defense. I have very good challengers there. Of course, why not think about that fight? Roll the dice. Next fight, I have a fight to fight. Merab have a fight too. It's a good fight. Sandhagen's not an easy guy, bro. It's about Merab too. Merab needs to win his fight too. It's a good fight. It's going to be a banger, this fight. I'm excited to watch.
I think this is the piece of news that I am most excited for this week that has came out. Like Pantoja versus Merab would be insane. Like you said, why should I have to come up? Merab could probably cut and go down quite easily. Whatever
but
weight class they go
well,
in.
I think about that though. That bit there, that was the bit that I was holding on to. You're the one that wants this fight, and then say why do I have to go up? Yeah. That's the reason you have to go up.
That'd be like Ilya asking Islam to come down to 145, bro.
I suppose.
You won this fight. Come get this work.
At the very least, I'd say I meet you halfway. I'll meet you at 130. You know?
We'll do it catch weight.
Yeah, we'll do a catch weight for the LMF belt. You know what I'm saying?
You guys know how much I
the
love
whitest motherfucker.
But watching both of them in that little caption there, like Rab's his walk around. His walk around is crazy.
Yeah.
I think what we're all missing on that was the respect that was finally given to my boy.
I love it,
you know what I'm saying?
But I don't know what Yao thinks in terms of Pantoja fighting Merab at 135. Because I don't think Merab going down to 125 to fight nobody. Merab wants to go 145, not 125.
I look at the size difference. It's just like looking at DDP versus Khamzat. One fight is bigger. Yeah, I'm going back there, but. I don't know. I respect Pantoja a lot. I think he's great. But I think Saad said it earlier, Merab is still top 3 pound for pound. The work that he's put in, phenomenal. Who he's beating. Yes, we know exactly what he's going to do, but people can't stop him. And just the size difference with how he fights. I just don't see how Pantoja beats him. That's the thing. It's a great fight. Pantoja's amazing, but I just don't see how he'll get the edge over Merab. In the striking, Merab will probably subdue him, take him down, showboat a little bit, take a few strikes, but does he have the power to knock him out? No, not likely. So I just don't see how he does it, but I definitely want to watch that fight though.
I mean, sad, like Merab's one of your top guys, but I also know you respect Pantoja. I mean, is this fight even good? Because on one side he's talking about Merab, on the other side he's talking about Muhammad Mokaev, which is a name that I think, you know what? Free Mokaev, man. This brother has served his time, man. Alhamdulillah. This brother he served his time. You know what I mean? UFC, they did what they did. They say, all right, you know what I mean? We don't want to fuck with you no more. Hey, go fight a couple fights on the regional scene. He's done his time. And Pantoja, dropping his name is probably a good thing for Mokaev as well, But at the same time, you want to put Merab's name in your mouth, like, and then say, why do I have to go to 135? Like, come on, dog.
Listen, I definitely think he's going to need to go up. I'll be real. Merab ain't going down. Merab ain't cutting weight. He's ready to dip and go up. Exactly how you said, he's ready to go up, bro. He's not ready to go down. So he definitely does need to. I think the Mokaev situation, because I had to look it up. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously, being a newer fan, do you know what I mean? I wasn't aware of the whole situation, the whole domestic.
I hear you.
And on, do you know what I mean? So I had to look it up, but. Listen, it was understandable why they got rid of him in their eyes, because it's like you're kind of like disrespecting the company and going against the rules and that. But still, I think if you have a fighter that is that good, that is able to possibly fight for a championship, to be able to be a champion, you got to do what's best for the company. And sometimes, like, yes, he may be shopping around for a bigger deal, but doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that he's gonna take it. I can go for an interview, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna go and take that job if I'm offered it, because I might still say, you know what, this company's bigger, or this company's better, this I'm getting more exposure at this company. So listen, for me, I think the Makayev one is interesting. It definitely is, because that's somebody who could fight, possibly could get beaten by. We don't know. Obviously, Pantoja is. Listen, Pantoja, I don't know who's gonna beat this guy. I don't know who's gonna beat this guy, bro. Do you know what I mean? So at this point, we only have one fight that there is to make, and it is the Merab fight. If we're being completely honest with ourselves, and I need him to go up. I need him to make 135. I need him to go and fight with the Merab, and let's
So
just get.
you're sitting here telling me that you see a way that Pantoja beats Merab in your eyes. If Pantoja goes up, you see.
I don't know. I don't think he can beat him, but I think it will be a competitive fight. But
I don't know.
I just think
you
that
know what I
Merab is
think.
way too-
Before I come to Kraken, look, I think we see a Shevchenko versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk type fight. That's what we're going to see. And I know your knowledge don't go back that
going
far.
to fight Pantoja.
I know.
That's
I've seen that fight before. Was
Right.
that when she had when her head like got freaking?
No, that's
no,
with
that
Zhang
was
Wei Li.
Zhang Wei
That's
Li.
with Zhang Wei
That was
Li.
Young Wei Li when she had that nasty
Zhang Wei Li.
hematoma, looked like Worf from Star Trek.
Wait, when Joanna for
Mega
Shevchenko,
Mind.
She got that shit on her face like Worf.
and this happened at 125. This happened at 125.
Mega Mind.
Joanna went up to face Shevchenko. It wasn't a good day. Like the size difference was obvious. The power was obvious. TK, you remember this fight? Like it was obvious. That's what's gonna happen, man. Like it's just the easy day's work.
Yeah.
For Merab, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys got some chiming to that one.
Just when you mentioned about Makayev, obviously, I'm not going to play the clip because I know you're probably starving over. Yeah, I mean, we're about 45 minutes past your dinner time, son. But the reason Makayev got cut was because of his fighting style. They wanted excitement. They wanted finishes. They wanted striking more so than outside of what he was doing in the cage. So I think there is a path for Makayev to come back. Obviously, he's been doing karate combat. He's been at Brave and wherever else he's been going and what he's been doing. But I still think he needs to show that he's got the hunger for the kill rather than just going out there and doing what he needs to do to win the fight. He said himself he focused too much on the belt and just being undefeated and going for the belt. He was fighting all the time. He got tired and he stopped having the hunger to get the finishes, and he just fought the fight he had to win it, to get towards that title. But I believe it would be a solid matchup against Pantoja, but I still think Pantoja takes it.
Yeah, man. Kraken, TK, you guys got anything on that?
Yeah, I would say, like, let's just take a look at what, like, you can't see me.
Bro, you are frozen with your Pikachus.
That was
bro.
perfect. Who done that?
Bro, no.
Like,
shit. That is crazy, bro. But like, yeah, I'm gonna just say this, bro. Like, let's take notice of the size difference, you know. And
DDP better not freeze like this in front of Khamzat or fucking weekend.
Oh.
Hey man, put some respect on DDP, bro. Like,
Hey.
like I said, second round submission. But like, yeah, man, the size difference is crazy between Pantoja and Merab. So I think the only way this fight happens is if Pantoja goes up, and obviously if he does that, like, how long is that gonna be? You know, how long is that gonna be?
Right.
Where he gets to hold up the division? you know. So, but like, yes, he's beat everyone, so it's kind of justified.
Are you saying Pantoja's holding up a division?
No, I'm just saying if he goes up,
I was
if
gonna
he
say,
goes
bro,
up to
that's
fight.
a wild take. If you are.
That's a bit of a stretch there,
I
bud.
know.
Everybody in the division.
I would use the term cleaning out the division.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
he's
he's
fine,
around these guys. So I would say like it would be crazy to see him go up because like I think that's the one fight that Cross also is looking forward to. So I would say if that happens, man, it's gonna be like a really good one because it's like for like what is does that entail that Pantoja's gonna vacate the title? Because obviously he's ran over everyone, so it's like this basically this there's Joshua Van and all of the guys, but like what happens after that? You know, like does he leave the whole division to go chase for glory in another division? So yeah, I don't know, man. Like, but like it would be
Brendan, I
something.
disagree.
Can I say one thing though?
Yeah.
With all due respect, yeah, fuck all this Conor McGregor shit. Fuck all this John Jones shit, bro. If you want to make that fucking White House, if you want to make the White House card the best card ever, bro, you put Pantoja versus Merab and you put Islam versus Ilya on that main card, bro. I promise you, people.
That'll bang still,
bro. People will pay $100,000, bro. I'm telling you, there's some cracked out people that'll pay $100,000 just to watch.
That'll bang.
They'll
I
put
ain't gonna
money,
lie.
bro. Down.
Could you
on that
imagine they
fight.
put 4 international fighters to headline the White House card to celebrate America? It doesn't seem like that's the move they'll take, but I'm with you. I think those would be great fights, but
Hey, that's America through and through, brother.
Exactly,
you know what
brother.
Who
We're
built that
taking it
place
back, bro.
250 years ago?
Hey,
Americans.
hey, Olin, that's what you call the American dream for them foreigners that came there, bro.
Exactly. Come
That's
on,
the American dream, brother.
Chat
Come
to
on, yo.
me.
I mean,
America.
for the sake of
fuck yeah.
America.
What do you think, TK?
No, I'll just keep it short and sweet for the sake of your dinner. You know what I'm saying? I'll just say this: it would be better for Pantoja to fight Makayev at the end of the day if he wants to continue his career in MMA. If he wants to have an early retirement, he should fight Merab. You know what I'm saying? I'll just keep it at that because fighting Merab at his current state and also the way he looks compared to him, if you go up, you will still get destroyed. And even if Merab goes down, he will still destroy him. I feel like Merab is just that clear right now of most fighters. And even someone like Pantoja, who has been very dominant in his division. Even then, Merab is way better in my opinion.
100%. I agree with you, Olin. I mean, the one thing Pantoja must be waiting, I mean, for him to say that, he's looking for some kind of edge. That if at least if Merab comes down here, that weight cut is gonna drain some of that cardio. Some, you know what I mean? Maybe you have a rough weight cut coming into the fight, and that's the edge for Pantoja at least to try and level up the playing field, if you like. What do you think to that?
Honestly, I think he can do anything in the world to try and level up the playing field. The dude can go do TRT and all the steroids in the world, but I agree with TK on this. I mean, like, Merab in his current state, like, he's like perfect cell, bro. Like, Vegeta waited too long for this dude to absorb the last fucking android kid. He's done.
Exactly.
He shouldn't have done that. If he wanted this, he should have tried 5 years ago, brother.
I mean, he told him he didn't want to fight him. He's like, boy, I don't want to fight you. He's like, you didn't know what Merab was on. When you say you didn't want to fight him.
And if I'm Merab, I'm not taking that fight either because, like, best case scenario, I go out there and do exactly what TK said, exactly what you said, exactly what McDane said, and I go out there and dog walk the opposition. Worst case scenario, it's competitive. I still win, but it's competitive. And then I look weaker. I made him look better because he came up and challenged a bigger guy. Fuck that, dude. If I'm Merab, I'm saying I'd rather go up and challenge Volk because Volk is going to help me build my legacy. It's a better fight. It's a fight that has, you know, winnability for both contestants. And yeah, I think Pantoja, like, realistically, just keep doing what you're doing, bro. Stay at 125, clean out the division. And I mean, 2-3 more wins, and he's already overtaken DJ as the greatest flyweight, possibly, right? Like, you've got to look at the names, you've got to look at the resume, and you've got to look at the way in which he's getting it done. Yep. Every time he goes out there, when we're like, oh, he can't look any better than he did last time, he makes us eat our words and put our fucking feet in our mouth, bro. Like, it's wild how much better he continues to get. The issue is there's just no gap in which he can close to compete with Merab, in my opinion. The crazy thing is, we've all talked about size. It's a 1-inch height difference and the same exact reach for both guys, Pantoja and Merab. But if you look at these guys, like, look, I know Sterling jokes and says he's 6'3" or what the fuck ever. Me and that guy are the same height, but I guarantee you we're built very differently, right? Like, I'm not saying, this would be a Pantoja versus fucking Merab situation, but guys can have the same height and reach or a 1-inch difference on either and have completely different builds.
Wait. You're 5'3" too?
Stupid ass.
Bro, your Tinder profile says 6 foot.
Nah, 5'9.5", baby. 5'10" on my best day.
Oh, man. Seriously, though, I mean, I just look at that fight, and for me, Pantoja just needs to stay where he is, deal with the likes of Joshua Vance. You go and beat a Joshua Vance, a young stud that's just coming up in the division. You go and beat somebody like him impressively, get him out of there in the first, second round. You do that, all right, it's all right. We'll bring Mokaev back for you, and then he dog walk him and schools him and takes his all of a sudden you start looking at Pantoja differently, like, oh, okay, like
he's the guy.
He's the guy at flyweight. And this is the division that they said was dead and they were gonna kill. And if he's got something good out of it to be the god of flyweight, I think that, that's a better legacy thing to chase rather than
I'm not gonna lie, I was quite surprised that this season's Ultimate Fighter had a flyweight contenders there. I was like, bro, I honestly thought they're still trying to kill this division. And all of a sudden, like, oh, here we go, let's get some Ultimate Fighters in there and let's go with a
somehow there's life back in it. There's life back in it.
If you watch the two flyweight fights on that main card for 317 for International Fight Week, and you're a businessman, and the thought even exists for a second in your mind, yeah, we should cut this division. You need to get the fuck out of the business. Respectfully.
So
like, how do you watch those two fights and think, we don't need this? Yeah, this is just, no, not for me.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah.
100%. All right, people. Salute to everybody that's been locked in with us. Big up over 100 of you watching us live on all platforms. Thank you so much for kicking it with us. We're giving you 2 hours, man. God damn. Salute to my guest, my panelist, Yao. Big up to you. The Rambling Dad. Salute to the work you've done. TK, Kraken, Sad. Olin came through in the end. I told you. You always say you're busy, but in the end, you just pull up anyways.
Can't not show up.
Away, bro.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, brother. Big up. Salute. Up onto the next video. Hasta la vista. We got watch along going on this weekend as well, man. Make sure you come locked in, man, because it's gonna be fucking carnage. Little Terry crossover, he's got his internet back, man. So Kraken, you said you go pull up. We're gonna see you there. Salute everybody. We'll catch you on the next one.
Don't forget about the prediction show on Friday.
And man, for real. Prediction show on Friday, we're gonna be there. Hasta la vista. We're out. Love.
Hey guys, this is John Anik from the UFC. You're watching the Fight Week Show. Please subscribe. Not now, but right now. Subscribe to the Fight Week Show. We'll see you guys on the road soon.